in the heart of modern Singapore, beneath towering HDB blocks and city lights. Ancient funeral traditions still endure. For many Chinese Singaporean families, a Taoist funeral is more than a farewell. It is a sacred journey, believed to guide the soul safely into the afterlife, while protecting the living from spiritual imbalance. But behind the incense, chanting, and paper offerings, lies a deeper story about family, belief, and cultural identity. Taoism, also known as Taoism, is one of the oldest spiritual traditions in Chinese culture. At its core is the belief in living harmoniously with the Tao, or the Way. In Taoist funeral traditions, death is not viewed as an ending, but as a transition into another realm of existence. The rituals are designed to restore balance between heaven, earth, and humanity, while helping the deceased find peace in the afterlife. In Singapore, Taoist funerals are often shaped by dialect traditions, such as Hokkien, Teochew, Cantonese, and Hakka customs. This means no two funerals are ever exactly alike. When a loved one passes away, families move quickly to prepare the funeral wake. In Singapore, wakes are commonly held at HDB void decks, funeral parlors, temples, or private homes. The wake may last anywhere from 3 to 7 days, depending on family traditions and religious guidance. At the center of the wake stands the altar. A photograph of the deceased is surrounded by candles, incense, flowers, fruits, and food offerings. For grieving families, this altar becomes the spiritual heart of the ceremony, where prayers are offered and final respects are paid. Taoist priests play a central role throughout the funeral. Through chanting, prayers, and ceremonial rituals, they are believed to guide the soul toward a peaceful transition. The sounds of drums, bells, cymbals, and gongs are not random. Every movement, every chant, and every instrument carries symbolic meaning. Some rituals are intended to invite divine protection. Others are believed to cleanse negative spiritual energy. To outsiders, the ceremonies may appear elaborate or theatrical, but for many families, these traditions provide comfort during grief and reassurance that their loved one is not alone in the journey beyond death. One of the most recognizable aspects of Taoist funerals is the burning of paper offerings, known as joss paper rituals. These symbolic items are believed to provide necessities for the deceased in the afterlife. Traditional offerings once included paper money, clothing, and servants. But in modern Singapore, families sometimes burn paper replicas of smartphones, designer bags, luxury cars, and even holiday packages. The practice reflects a fascinating blend of ancient beliefs and modern life. To many families, these offerings represent care, comfort, and continued support for loved ones beyond the physical world. In Chinese culture, funeral rites are deeply connected to filial piety, the duty to honor one's parents and ancestors. Immediate family members may wear white mourning clothes or sackcloth garments to signify grief and respect. Bright colors and celebrations are traditionally avoided during the mourning period. Beyond religion, these customs reinforce family bonds and cultural continuity across generations. For many, conducting proper funeral rites is seen as a final act of devotion toward the deceased. At the end of the wake, the funeral procession begins. Family members accompany the deceased on their final journey to the crematorium or burial site. Today, cremation is far more common in Singapore due to limited land space. Along the route, priests continue chanting prayers, while relatives carry incense and ceremonial banners. Some families follow traditional customs, such as avoiding looking back after the coffin enters the crematorium. Symbolically, this represents letting the deceased move peacefully into the next world. Like many traditions, Taoist funerals in Singapore are evolving with modern society. Younger generations may choose shorter wakes or simplified ceremonies due to cost, time, and changing lifestyles. Air-conditioned funeral parlors are increasingly replacing traditional void deck setups. Some families are also becoming more environmentally conscious, reducing excessive paper burning while preserving symbolic rituals. Technology has entered the grieving process as well. Live-streamed wakes and online memorials now allow overseas relatives and friends to participate remotely. Yet despite these modern changes, the spiritual and cultural foundations of Taoist funerals remain deeply important to many Singaporean families. In one of the world's most modern cities, ancient funeral traditions continue to survive beneath the surface of everyday life. A Taoist funeral is more than ceremony or ritual. It is a reflection of love, remembrance, family duty, and the enduring connection between the living and the dead. Through incense, prayer, music, and symbolic offerings, generations of Singaporeans continue honoring their loved ones with dignity, respect, and spiritual care. and in doing so, they preserve a cultural heritage that still quietly shapes Singapore today.